Actually, today I would like to speak on Guru Purnima only. Because in our Chinmaya Mission tradition, majority thought is, Gurudev used to say, you should know. For example, everybody celebrates Guru Purnima, Deep Dhupa, Naivedya, everything we put and we do Namaskar. But why we are celebrating Guru Purnima? What is the importance of this particular festival? So half an hour we will discuss about Guru Purnima and half an hour we will go to Atma Bodha. ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. Today we chant whole Guru Stotram. Every time we are chanting 4 verses only. In today's class, we all together chant Guru Stotram full. For example, if anybody asks what is Guru, this Guru Stotram is the answer. What is Guru? Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Ajnana Timirandhasya ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. चिन्मयं व्यापि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. सर्वश्रुतिशिरोरत्न विराजितपदाम्बुजः वेदान्ताम्बुजसूर्यो यः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. चैतन्यशाश्वतशान्तः व्योमातीतो निरञ्जनः बिन्दुनादकलातीतः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. ज्ञानशक्तिः समारूढः तत्त्वमाला विभूषितः भक्तिमुक्तिप्रदाता च तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. अनेकजन्मसम्प्राप्त कर्मबन्धविदाहिने आत्मज्ञानप्रदानेन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. शोषणं भवसिन्धोश्च ज्ञापनं सारसम्पदः गुरोः पादोदकं सम्यक् तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. न गुरोरधिकं तत्त्वं न गुरोरधिकं तपः तत्त्वज्ञानात् परं नास्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. मन्नाथः श्रीजगन्नाथः मद्गुरुः श्रीजगद्गुरुः मदात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. गुरुरादिरनादिश्च Guruh Paramadaivatam Guroh Parataram Nasti Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Tvameva Mata cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sharanam Gurudeva Deva Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrusham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami Sadgurum Tam Namami Sri Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Hari Om. In the path of spirituality, in the Adhyatmika Marga, the role of Guru, we cannot explain what he is. Actually, getting a Guru itself a difficulty. In Viveka Chudamani, Bhagavad Pada says, Manushyatvam, Mumukshutvam, Mahapurusha Samsrayam. Etaddi Durlabhatrayam. Getting a human body is a difficult thing because so many bodies are there, Swamiji. Human body is very good because we have intelligence, Manushyatva. And then in the Manushya Janma also, for example, the thought of Mumukshutvam. Mumukshutvam means what is God, you say, or liberation, or Brahma. That inquiry, that interest in the inquiry of God, Mumukshutvam, Atyanta Durlabham. For example, we have that Mumukshuta. But who can guide us? Some Guru should be there. That is called Mahapurusha Samsrayam. A great Mahatma should take care of us. Otherwise, we in the name of spirituality, we walk wherever we don't know. Because Guru, he walked in the path and he reached that destiny truth so that he can guide the entire community. In our Pujya Gurudev life, we can see that. So, that great Mahapurusha, Guru Samsrayam is a great blessing in everyone's life. Yes, Swamiji. Swamiji, today we celebrate Guru Pujotsavam. Actually, this title of today is called Guru Pujotsavam. All Sishyagana, all devotees, Bhaktagana, and all Savaks also. Guruji always used to say, generally we have threefold persons. Some are called Sishyas, some are called devotees, some are called Savaks. We all worship Sadguru. Particularly today, in the Ashada Paurnami day, today is Ashada Paurnami. This Ashada Paurnami we celebrate as Guru Puja Utsavam. Why, Swamiji? Because the first Guru is Bhagavan Vedavyasa. His birthday is today. So, Bhagavan Vedavyasa Jayanti only our teacher's day in spiritual life. And whole entire parampara we worship Bhagavan Vedavyasa, Bhagavan Shankaracharya, and in Chinmaya Mission, Paramaguru Swami Tapovanji Maharaj and our Gurudev Swami Chinmayanandji Maharaj. Today morning we did puja in our Chinmaya Sadan. We did all Abhishekam to Gurudev Paduka and everything. And we did Ashtottara Shatanamavali puja for all four Gurus. And we did Arati, Prasadam and everything. So today we worship them, we reflect on them. Our gratitude This is the day to express our kritagnyata, our gratitude to the holy feet of the Guru. So little bit we will reflect on Bhagavan Vedavyasa and Shankaracharya ji, Tapovan Maharaj and Gurudev. Swamiji, everybody calls Vedavyasa is the first Guru, Vedavyasa is the first Guru. He is not only number-wise first Guru, qualities-wise he is the number one. Great qualities we can see in Bhagavan Vedavyasji's life. The highest value many people they appreciate Bhagavan Vedavyasa is Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe. We do prayer to Bhagavan Vedavyasa, Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pullara Vinda Yatapatra Netra. Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajvalito Jnanamayaha Pradipaha. If somebody asks who is Vedavyasa, Vedavyasa is Vishala Buddhi. Vishala Buddhi means large-hearted saint. Swamiji, what is the significance that I have a large heart? If somebody asks, are you a large-hearted or small-hearted? One and only thing we can say, who can accommodate all? That man will be called as large-hearted person. There is a room for everyone. This quality we can see in Bhagavan Vedavyasa. That is his Vishala Buddhi. Bhagavan Vedavyasji, he compiled all Veda Vangamayam. Before him, there is no classification of Vedas. Now what we are seeing, Yajurveda, Rigveda, Atharva Veda, Sama Veda, now we are seeing, this classification was not there. Only Veda Rashi only, the different teachers, they used to teach different Veda mantras. Bhagavan said, no, not that way. Depending upon the qualification or quality of the mantras, we have to compile them. Ruk Pradanya is Rigveda, Sama Giti Pradanya Samaveda, Vaidya Pradanya Atharva Veda and Yajurveda. That way he classified all the Vedas. And very wise people, first class people, they are qualified to study Upanishads and Brahma Vidya. So Bhagavan Vedavyasa provided that to them. And he has written Brahma Sutras also. It is very authoritative book to study Advaita philosophy. 551 sutras he has written. Their name is called Brahma Sutras. So that way all great people, wise people, very intellectual people, there is a room for them that is called Vedantam. Swamiji, then what about others? Other class people, Swamiji, those who are not qualified with Shamadamadi, Shataka Sampatti, Viveka Vairagyamu, Ityadi, then what about to them? Then Bhagavan Vedavyasji, he brought Smruti. Veda Vangamayam is called Sruti. He brought Smruti. The main book in Smruti Vangamayam, Smruti literature is called Bhagavad Gita. This Bhagavad Gita is also written by Bhagavan Vedavyasji only. Little dilution of that knowledge. And everybody can connect themselves with Bhagavad Gita because our daily problems will be there in the Bhagavad Gita and the solutions will be there. And Bhagavan, he classified what do you mean by work, what do you mean by devotion, and what do you mean by knowledge, how we can purify ourselves, how we can inquiry, and what is the truth final. And Arjuna is like us. Arjuna is not a Vedantic student who ran to Himalayas and one and only search of Brahman. Arjuna is a daily fighter. He is a hero of that time. Workaholic. To that kind of students, this Smruti is useful. So he provided that great knowledge even to second class students also. Swamiji, we are not even second class students. We are third grade students. So what do you mean by third? Swamiji, we are not intellectuals, Swamiji. We cannot think at all. Then Bhagwan Vedvyas ji, he said, okay, I will write Puranas. Beautiful stories, Bhagavatam, Ramayanam, Skanda Puranam, Devi Puranam. So many, if you read Bhagavatam, the same Brahma Jnanam in the form of Bhagavan Krishna, such a sweet Madhurati Madhuram. Swamiji, that way we connect to God. So people started knowing God. Finally, we have to reach Brahman only. For children, for all type of community, Bhagavan Vedavyas ji provided this great knowledge. This is called Vishala Buddhi. Enatvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha. The so-called Bharata is filled with the knowledge of Vedavyasa, and he lit the lamp. He is the first Jyotirmaya Swarupa Guru, Bhagavan Vedavyasa. And the time is passing. Particular time came in our Sanatana Dharma. Again, we lost our knowledge. People started doing karma, kratu, ityadi. If anybody wants to see Hinduism, in Hinduism, they used to see only Yajna, Yagadi, Puja, Kriya, Ityadi. There is no knowledge element. Actually, knowledge is the prana nadi for Sanatana Dharma. Again, the great Guru came, Bhagavan Shankaracharya. People say Bhagavan Shankaracharya is nothing but Lord Shiva only. Bhagavan Shankaracharya in his life, he completed two tasks. One is, he has regenerated all our scriptures. He has written commentary on all Upanishads. He has written commentary on Bhagavad Gita. He has written commentary on Brahma Sutra. And they call Prasthanatrayam, very authentic study to know Brahman. Nobody can speak on Advaita philosophy without help of Shankaracharya's literature. In our Gurukula also, our masters used to teach all Upanishads and Gita and Brahma Sutra with the commentary of Shankara Bhagavad Pada. Our Guru is Shankaracharya. And so many Prakarana Granthas like what we have studied, Tattva Bodha, Atma Bodha, Viveka Chudamani, Drudrishya Viveka, so Aparoksha Anubhuti, and clear path he laid to know the Brahman. This is one task. Second task is, he is a missionary. Gurudev always used to say, Shankara is the first missionary in our Hindu community. He traveled whole India from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. And he established 4 mathas in 4 corners of India. One is in Sringeri, south. One is in Puri in east. One is in Dwarka, west. And Jyotis Mata in the north. And he put first his 4 devotees as the main acharyas, pitadapatis of that 4 pithas. And he said this Guru Parampara, this Jnana Parampara has to reach everyone. And what the puja we are doing now in temples, if you go to any temple, we do Shodashopachara puja. Aina Avahayami, Asanam Samarpayami, Argyam, Padyam. This is all written by Bhagavan Shankaracharya only. Everybody says Shankaracharya is a great Vedanti. He doesn't know what is devotion. No. He is a great devotee. He used to talk with God, Saguna Sakara Paramatma. Whatever temple Bhagavan used to visit, he used to talk with that particular Lord or Lordess, Devi or Devta. That great Upasaka he is, that great Jnani also, that great Karma also. Because of Shankaracharya ji only, now we can see what is Hinduism. Because of Shankaracharya ji only, particular way, in authentic way, in a Shastriya Paddhati, we can study Upanishad, Gita and Iti. Otherwise, everybody start commenting on the great books. They don't know what is Brahman and they can comment. They don't know how to take the people and they want to lead the people. So Bhagavan Shankaracharya again re-established our Sanatana Dharma. That's why it's called Guru Parampara, Sadasiva Samarambham, Shankaracharya Madhyamam, Asmadacharya Paryantam, Vande Guru Paramparam. This Guru Parampara started with Bhagavan Shankara himself. If somebody asks who is the first founder of this knowledge, none other than Bhagavan. And Shankara Bhagavad Pada, he laid the way again. And I am doing my namaskarams today, Asmad Acharya Paryantam. Because I am listening from my teacher, from his mouth. Asmad Acharya Paryantam, Vande Guru Paramparam. Even now we are listening this knowledge because of this great parampara. And in our Chinmaya Mission Guru Parampara, Pujya Swami Tapovanji Maharaj is called our Parama Guru. We call Gurudev as Gurudev, him we call as Parama Guru. Puj Guruji always used to say one story. One day, Bhagavan Shankara is meditating on Kailasha. He is in meditation. Two persons have come to see him. Bhagavan asked, why did you come? These two persons are, one is called Sannyasam, other one is called Vairagyam. The Sannyasam and Vairagyam, they reached Bhagavan and they said, Bhagavan, we have a problem. He said, what is your problem? So wherever we go, no one is giving placement to us. If somebody asks, do you want to accommodate Sannyasa Dharma? We say, no, Swamiji, I am not that mature. Do you want to accommodate Vairagya Dharma? We say, Swamiji, no, I am not that mature. So in three lokas, nobody is keeping us. Nobody is ready to keep us. Then Bhagavan Shivji said, you do one thing. Go to Uttarakashi. There is a great Rishi. His name is called Tapovanam. He can give accommodation to you. You can stay with him happily. That's why if you want to know what is Sannyasa Dharma, Swami is the address. If you want to know what is Vairagi Dharma, Swami is the address. Many people, they say, if you check the heart of Tapovanji Maharaj, there is no single thought of world. His heart doesn't contain any thoughts which are belonging to worldly engagements. Completely Brahma Vritti Mayam. What is Brahma? That is Brahma. This is Brahma. All these thoughts only. But in his heart, no, not even a single thought of this world exists. That great Mahaviragi Purusha, Sannyasi Purusha. And his name is Tapovanam. Vanam means forest. In general, in every forest, we can see lions and tigers and different kinds of trees. But if in his forest, different kinds of austerities only will be there. This austerity he has done. That austerity he has done. This austerity, all austerities he has done. Tapovanam. Completely is filled with Aneka Tapascharya, Mahapunya Purusha. But in his heart also one prayer is there. In Uttarakashi, there is a Shiva temple that is called Saumya Kashisha temple. That is also Kashi only, but that Kashi people call Uttarakashi. Whereas we see Varanasi, this is called Dakshina Kashi. So in Uttarakashi, the Bhagavan temple, Saumya Kashishwara Mandir. Every day, Tapovanji Maharaj used to go and pray. People used to think he's a great jnani, but every day he comes and he do prayers to Bhagavan. What prayer he is doing? You know what he is praying? Bhagavan, you gave this great knowledge to me, but send some boy. I want to pass on this knowledge to him. Please send anyone, Bhagavan. I can transfer this great knowledge to him. Every day he used to pray, please send someone. Please send one Murti. Many people used to go to study at Tapovanji's feet. But one week, 10 days, because he is very, very disciplinary teacher. He is not a common teacher. If he says you are Brahman, that's all, you are Brahman. You cannot complain again, Swamiji, I did not have nice food. Swamiji, I have a fever. Swamiji, I don't have clothes. He says, what are you talking? You don't have cloth. What is it? What do you mean by it? You are feeling hungry. What do you mean by it? What I said, where are you? So that much only Gurudev can. And to that Mahaguru, Gurudev reached. And Tapovanji, he prayed again to Bhagavan Shankara, Swami, you listened my prayer. This boy came. He is a qualified student for Vedanta Vidya, for Jnana Upasana. Gurudev got it. Many people, they say, Gurudev is very nice, very soft, very friendly. Everything is right. But Gurudev is Jnani. His feature is nothing but Chinmayam only. Complete Jnana Nishta. Never he deviated from the thought of Brahman. Such a great student he got, and he passed this great knowledge to him. People used to call Tapovanji Maharaj as Chinmaya Vibhuti. Sorry, Himavat Vibhuti. He is Vibhuti for entire Himalayas. That Vibhuti passed to our Gurudev. And Gurudev, he wanted to spread this knowledge to everyone. Actually, Tapovanji Maharaj is not that much interested. He used to say, very few people only have this inclination. That is the nature rule. Then Gurudev said, I want to pour the seeds everywhere. Whenever the time comes, they will grow. So I go and I teach. Depending upon their qualification or their prarabdha, whatever you say, they will receive that knowledge. And this great knowledge I cannot keep with me. So he started spreading this knowledge throughout the world. That is the main job of our Chinmaya Mission organization. For Bal Vihar, for little children, he started Bal Vihar. Knowledge only in other form we teach. For grown-up people, he started Chinmaya Yuva Kendram. Samskar balakeshu cha samskaro vicharo yuvakeshu sa. The master will say, you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are not the intellect, you are Sat Chit Ananda Brahma. The student should ask, how, Swamiji? Vicharo yuvakeshu cha. Dharmanishta, Desha Bhakti. For all Amma crowd, he started Devi group. We call them ladies, but Gurudev called them as Devis. They are Sakshat Jagannmata in the form. That's even now many Chinmaya Mission Brahmacharis and Swamis, they are getting good food because of Devi group only. All people will come and visit Swamiji, but everybody says, Swamiji, what is activity? Swamiji doing that or not doing this? This inquiry only all people will do. But whereas Ammas, what they do, Swamiji, have you breakfast? How is your health, Swamiji? Do you have everything? Fruits you have? And they check fridge and everything. They keep everything and then go. Amma will stay stomach only. That is called Devi group. That's why we call them as Jagannmata. And for big people, he started study groups. What we are doing, study group. And for open public, he gave Gita Jnana Yajnas. We know how Gurudev world famous for Bhagavad Gita. If you want to know anything from Bhagavad Gita, listen Swami Chinmayananda's lectures. People used to say, even now, all intellectuals, educated people, if they want to know anything, they should see Gurudev's teachings. That clear-cut, logical explanation of Bhagavad Gita. Very rational. So that way, this Guru Parampara is continuing. Sada Siva Samarambham, Shankara Acharya Madhyamam, Asmadacharya Paryantam, Vande Guru Paramparam. That's why today we should do little puja to his feet, हे Sadguru, हे Mahaguru, Durlabha Gurum, again and again we should pray, please lead me, please guide me to purify my mind and to continue in the holy path. Sadguru, Sadgurum, Sadgurum. That auspicious day is called today's Guru Purnima. Sorry, today's Guru Purnima. Now we go for our class Atma Bodha. We see one or two. Atma Bodho Vidhiyate. I am going to teach this Atma Bodha. Mumukshunam Apekshoyam. First slokam. Together. Tapobhikshina papanam shantanam vitaraginam mumukshunam apekshoyam atmabodho vidhiyate. In our last class, we came up to 30th verse. We have seen 30th verse. Nishidya nikilopadhin neti neteti vakyataha vidyad aikyam mahavakyaihi jivatma paramatma noho. Bhagavan Shankaracharya is saying, Vidyat, you must know one thing. What is that, Swamiji? Aikyam. Aikyam means oneness. Oneness between whom, Swamiji? Jivatma Paramatma Noho. Oneness between the individual and the Lord. Oneness. Matlab, there is a oneness between this Jiva and the God. Yes. Mahavakyaihi. This oneness is indicated in the Upanishads in the form of Mahavakyas. We have seen in our last class, there are the 4 Mahavakyas. The first one is called Prajnanam Brahma. Second one is called Ayam Atma Brahma. Third one is called Tattvam Asi, Tattvamasi. And the last one is called Aham Brahmasmi. And the student will retire as an individual. And he is no more a Jiva. He is a Jivan Mukta Purusha. Aham Brahma Asmi. With that teaching, you must know Vidyat. In the process of knowing, Nishidhya Nikilopadhi. All upadhis, all conditionings what you have on you now, Nishidhya, negate them. Throw them out. How, Swamiji? Neti neti vakyataha. I am not this, I am not this, I am not this. In that way, negate them. Finally reach the negator, which cannot be negated. That is Shuddha Chaitanyam. Pure consciousness, I. So final line is, I am not any these conditionings. Not body, not mind, not intellect, not avidya also. So the same thought Bhagavan Shankaracharya continuing in 31 verse. Repeat after me. Avidyakam shariradi drishyam budbudavat ksharam etadvilakshanam vidyat aham brahmeti nirmalam. Together. Avidyakam Avidyakam shariradi drishyam budbudavat ksharam etadvilakshanam vidyat aham brahmeti nirmalam. Bhagavan is saying, what is Atma, what is Anatma? Or you can say what is Upadhi, what is not Upadhi. If you take the previous thought, he's saying Avidyakam. Avidyakam means born out of ignorance. Avidya means ignorance. Avidyakam means ignorance children, byproducts of the ignorance. What are the byproducts, Swamiji? Sharira Adi. Sharira Adi means this physical body, pranas, senses, mind, and intellect. They are all the byproducts of the ignorance. So ignorance and its byproducts, both. Avidyakam Shariradi means ignorance and its byproducts. Now, byproducts, what, Swamiji? They all drishyam. Drishyam means they all seen. You can see them. This is mind. This is intellect. This is prana. This is body. This is all you can see. Drishyam. Okay, Swamiji, drishyam, we know. We all can see them. So what? Drishyam ksharam. Second qualification of these upadhis is they are seen. Moreover, they are ksharam. Ksharam means perishable. You cannot say any upadhi is permanent. Whether it is a physical body or thoughts or emotions, anything. They all belong to perishable nature. How, Swamiji? Budbudavat. This is the first line complete. Budbudavat means like bubbles. You see the bubble and it will break. Ksharam. In our childhood, we used to play with soap bubbles. Different bubbles we used to create and we used to break them. And that is the play. Even now also, different thoughts we create. And we can break them also. What happened now? We say, Swamiji, break up. Okay, Swamiji, break up. So, no more relation. No relation, Swamiji, break up. Budbudavat. And balloons also, we create different balloons and we play with them. If they blast out, the child will cry because his life is that the mother, she don't cry because she knew the value of that bubble. She knew the value of that balloon. In the same way, we give so much value to these thoughts and emotions. They are all like bubbles only. Beautiful bubbles, but we break them. Or by them, they themselves will break. Budbutavato ksharam. Avidyakam shariradi. Ignorance and its product. And here the question should come to the student. They say in Buddhist philosophy, they stop inquiry here. They say everything is kshanikam. Intellect is kshanikam. Where was the yesterday thought they question? Where was the yesterday world they question? Where was the yesterday emotion they question? And they say everything is kshanikam, so drop it. There is no reality. There is no sustainability. There is no truth in this entire creation. And our Vedanta says that is half knowledge. What you said right. Everything is kshanikam. Everything is nashyam. But Etad vilakshanam. Etad vilakshanam means entirely different from this. Etad vilakshanam. Vidyat aham Brahma. There is one thing is there that is called Brahma. Because in Pujya Gurudev words, to say there is a change, to say there is a change, a changeless substratum should be there. Otherwise, you cannot say change is happening. Swamiji, now I am very much awake. I am smelling, eating, touching, smelling, everything. Swamiji, I am sleeping. There is no vyavahar. Complete dark. To say you slept, some knowledge should be there. If it is complete dark, how can you recognizing that I slept well? One thing is there, that is vilakshanam from drishyam, vilakshanam from ksharam, that is called Brahma. And moreover, vidyat, you should know that Brahma. In that knowing of Brahman, how it will be, Swamiji? Aham Brahma iti. Etad vilakshanam vidyat aham Brahma iti. Knowing of Brahman should be always subjectively. Otherwise, there is no use of this knowledge. Somebody says, Swamiji, I know Bill Gates. So, you know Bill Gates, but you have to pay your own bills. That is not a useful knowing. If you know Bill Gates very close, then we can consider you as a friend of Bill Gates and we respect. Because you are a friend of great billionaire. That way, Swamiji, I know Brahman. What is Brahman? Satchitananda Parabrahma, substratum of the entire world, and he is the one, Advaita Kevalatvam. So what? That is you. That way you know. And you know, how is the nature of this Atma or Brahma is Nirmalam. Because there is a question. Guru said, this Brahma is different from this Drishyam. Brahma is different from Avidya. So how is it will be, Swamiji? It will be Nirmala. Nirmala means pure. The nature of Brahma is pure. The nature of ignorance and its byproducts is impure. They are all malinam only. If you don't bath this body, it will give stinking. Very bad smell coming, Swamiji. Because this is not Nirmalam. Mind also, it is very much stinks. If you don't clear the mind, if you don't purify the mind, it will also give bad smell. And what to talk of ignorance? Ignorance is a cheater of God. Who can cheat God? People say. Maya can cheat God. Actually, there is no world and it is projecting. There is a taste in the world. There is a good sound in the world. There is a good form in the world. Come, let's run around the world. Actually, there is no world at all, but Maya Devi will project with the help of our mind. And we identify with that and we dance. So they are all called impure. Etad vilakshanam Brahma means this Brahma, this Atma Swarupa is pure, uncontaminated by anything, even now. Even now, all the time we are using na I, this I always pure. You put I plus something, then impurity, limitedness, everything will start. I plus body, I plus mind, I plus intellect will limit ourselves. Otherwise, I is an unconditional bliss ekaswarupam. So this is the difference between upadhis and non-upadhi, anu-upadhi material. This is the answer for the previous verse. See how beautiful. आविद्यकं शरीरादि दृश्यं बुद्बुदवत् क्षरम् एतद् विलक्षणं विद्यात् अहं ब्रह्म इति निर्मलम्. So this Atma is Vilakshanam Nirmalam. Anatma is Drishyam Ksharam like Budbuda, impure. So this is okay. And Guruji, in his teachings, he said, Master and scriptures, they say, you are not upadhis, not body, mind, and intellect. But implications will be far rich. It is not easy to understand why I am not body, why I am not mind, why I am not all these conditionings. So Bhagavan says in the next two verses, actually that is the practical understanding of these upadhis. If I am not the body, what are all I am not? As I said about Tapovanji Maharaj, if I am not body, what are all I am not? If I am not the mind, what are all I am not? That should be very much clear to the sadhaka. Let us see what Swami is saying. 32-33. Dehanyatvan na me janma jara karshalayadayaha shabdadi vishayai sange nirindriyataya nacha amanastvan na me dukkha ragadvesha bhayadayaha aprano hyamana shubhraha ityadi sruti shashanam. Together 32-33. Dehanyatvanna me janma jara karshalayadayaha shabdadi vishayai sangaihi nirindriyataya nacha amanastvanna me dukkha ragadvesha bhayadayaha aprano hyamana shubhraha ityadi sruti shashanam. First, teacher says, you are not deha, you are not indriya, mind, and so on. My dear Guru, this is your teaching or this is there in scriptures also? Because there should be a pramanamaina. So in the last line of 33 verse, Shankaracharya is saying, iti sruti shashanam. What I am teaching every day. You are not body, you are not mind, you are intellect, so and so I am teaching. This is not from my head. Iti sruti shashanam. This is there in the Sruti, in the Vedic Vangamaya. How it is there, Swamiji? In Mundaka Upanishad, one statement is there. That statement is, Aprano amanaha shubhraha. My dear Vidyarthi, you are not pranas. You are not mind. You are Shubhravastu. Aprano Yamanaha Shubhraha Ityadi Sruti Shashanam. This is the Shashanam from the Sruti also. So my teaching is in the line of Upanishads only. So listen carefully. This is very, very important point. Why, Swamiji, it's very important point? Because every day we completely identify with Dehadi only. Hai ki nahi? Anytime you touch you anywhere, some or other conditioning will be with you. Sometimes with physical body, sometimes with mind and so on. But the teacher and scriptures, they are saying you are not. You are not Dehadi, body ityadi. So that must be true. That must be true because it's a wise people saying. Now Bhagavan Shankaracharya is saying, for example, implications means, for example, Deha Anyatvat. You are different from physical body. I know. So if you are not the physical body, then Bhagavan Shankaracharya is saying, you don't have any janma. Swamiji, janma means I don't have any birth. That is the implication. If you are not the physical body, it means you don't have any janma. You have not born at all. You don't have any birthday. Janma. Body has birthday, not you. It is the implication. Second one is called jara. Jara means old age. Body have old age, not you. You are not old. You are not young. You are not man. You are not women. Okay. And third one is Karshayam. Karshayam means some people, after certain age, everyone, all bodies will be Krishanata. Krishanata means they will shrink, wear out. This is our experience. If you are not body, you are not Krishna. And finally, Laya Adi. Laya means death. You don't have death. This is the implication of the teaching that you are not body. And that is true. Actually, that is called Shuddha Jnanam. So all the time we should keep that thought. They are not belongs to me. They are all belong to that physical body. I am not the physical body. That is the implication of understanding. It is very much difficult, Swamiji, because all the time our identification will be there. In Sanskritam, that is called tadatmyam. With physical body, many times our tadatmyam will be there. I am very ill, Swamiji. Body pain, Swamiji, fever, Swamiji. But the master says, fever to whom? Swamiji, it is paining, Swamiji. You are joking or what, Swamiji? Whole body is aching. I am experiencing that pain, Swamiji. The cause for this experience is you are thinking you are this body. You are experiencing means experiencer is different, experience is different. Hai ki nahi? Then how can you say you are experiencing this pain? Swamiji, I am becoming very old, Swamiji. In modern days, people, they don't allow to call old people. So what should I call, Swamiji? Senior citizens. Then only they accept we are respecting them. Then okay, senior citizen okay. These are all belong to body. This is called implication of knowledge. So far it reached. I am sick. Swamiji, slowly I am balding, Swamiji. Everything is going. So much pain. These are all identifications only. Guruji used to say. These are all identifications only. Body identity. And moreover, in the next line, he says, you are not senses. I know. The scriptures are saying these senses are not you. So, Shabdadi Vishayaihi Sangaha na. Because you are not the senses, you don't have any contact with Shabda Sparsa Rupa Rasa Gandha Adi. You cannot say that is I like, this is I don't like. Generally, we do this transaction only with Vishayas, likes and dislikes. In physical body place, we keep completely I. I am this, I have birth, I have death, I have disease. In senses, we keep our identification likes and dislikes. I like that form, I don't like this form. I like that taste, I don't like this taste. But the Guru is saying, implement a implication of this knowledge, I am not the senses, means you should not have any kind of attachments with this Vishayas, Shabdadi. You cannot label them. Something is good, something is bad, something is okay, something is not okay. You cannot label because you are not these senses. That is the implication. Nirendriyaha. You are not Indriyavan. You don't have any senses. Senses have that kind of particular jobs they are doing. That much maturity you should get in the knowledge. And the third one is in the next, Amanaha. You are not mind. So what will be the implications, Swamiji, if I am not mind? You should not have dukkha, raga, dvesha, bhaya, ityadi. Because you are not mind, you cannot be dukkhi. That emotion may come in the mind. Dukkham is different, dukkhi is different. When we identify with dukkham, then we will be dukkhi. When we identify with the attachment, then we call as ragi, dveshi, bhayavan. They are all our identification with the mind. Actually, these emotions are different waves, different climatical conditions in the mind only. So Bhagavan is saying, you don't have any mind means its implication is you don't have any dukkha, raga, bhaya, ityadi. Even love, pity, shanti, they are all belong to mind, not to you. This is the greatest implication of Vedantic knowledge. Actually, we should meditate. We should understand ourselves that way. I am the complete witness. I am the substratum for the whole play. Not even me. Everyone is the substrator only. I am not Atma. She is not. She is also Atma. That particular kind of body, mind, and intellect they have. They are ksharam and they are drishyam. They will change all the time. Display will be there. But that understanding is, I am not this. And the positive point is, Mahatma says, generally many people, they object Vedantic knowledge. Because in the midst of all these things, how can we throw them, Swamiji? How can we negate them, Swamiji? You know that the actual import of teaching is, you are not this body means you should not have any worry which is belonging to the body. Generally, we keep this worry. Swamiji, I am becoming old, Swamiji. Everything is okay. Because you are thinking you are this body. But you are Satchidananda Parabrahma. Why do you want to worry about this body? Swamiji, great sickness came, Swamiji. I may die. You are not the dyer. You are a Paramatma. It may go through all the problems. Therefore, don't worry. Because all worries are belong to physical body only. You don't have any. This is the teaching. This is the power of knowledge. Many people, they say, Swamiji, Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi suffered a lot, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa ji suffered a lot, Vivekananda ji suffered. They suffered. But you know, they never give up their knowledge. They knew what they are. They knew what body is. This is the main thing. Body is body always. And in case of mind also. Mind also always troubles us. I know. You need not trouble for anything. That is the nature of mind. How much you train, it will give agitation only. Whether positive agitation, sometimes it gives, negative agitation, sometimes it gives. It cannot give balance. You know, the balanced mind is nothing but Vairagi Manaha. He will go for knowledge only. But mind always keep agitations. So keep that mind is mind. Agama payino anityaha tam titikshasva bharata. In Gita, Bhagavan says, they come, whatever, and they go. Anityaha, everything is impermanent. Tam titikshasva, just sahan karo unko. And know yourself. Then he will be the mumukshu. That is called moksham. Liberation from all kinds of bondages. So this way, in today's class, Bhagavan taught what are the implications with this teaching. Generally, we say, I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect. So if you are not body, you don't have any birth. Then we should think, then who am I? I don't have any birth. I don't have any death also. I am not the mind means all the great play of emotions not connecting to me. They are different. Aprano Yamano Shubhraha. You are the Shubhra Vastu. Uncontaminated Shuddha Chaitanyam. You. Iti Sruti Shashanam. My dear student, this way Sruti is teaching about yourself. Okay, Andy. We will continue our next Atma Bodha in our next class. So, in this great auspicious Guru Purnami day, one more time we invoke blessings of our Puja Gurudev and entire Guru Parampara. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamivavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.